Good morning. Second hour, I am so sorry. I forgot to tell you yesterday that I was going to be gone today. I have to take my daughter to an eye doctor appointment. I'll be back later on today. First of all, you should be in your assigned seats. No free seating with a sub. If I get good reports from both classes, each class will get to earn their free seating back because you guys did well the last few days. But when a sub, no free seating, be in your assigned seats. Make sure you're there so the sub doesn't leave your name when somebody else is acting up. Move now if you're in the wrong spot. Really, move. So, now that you're all in your correct seats, here's what we're doing. We're starting a new unit today. I know you didn't have a lot of time on the projects for the last unit. We've got to keep moving on because we are getting close to the end of the year. And so we only have basically a week for this unit, and we have a lot to cover. So today you need to be working on notes. You're going to be recognizing and evaluating the causes of the secession of southern states and the outbreak of the Civil War. We're going to talk about that word secession with vocab words here in a minute. So we're looking at why did southern states secede from the Union and start the Civil War. So we're looking at how do we get to the Civil War? Like we talked about problems, how do we end up with a war? What you're doing today is you are filling in these 10-1 notes. You have two sides. We're going to do the vocabulary here very quickly, and the sub can pause it or ask one of you to be in charge of pausing it. Do this quickly and efficiently, and if you're having a really hard time, the video is also posted on Google Classroom for you to see. So here we go. The first word is racism. This is the belief that one race is better than the others. The next word is segregation. Separation of people based on race is called segregation. Before the Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s, segregation was common in the South, but you're going to notice in the textbook, it says segregation was common in the North before the Civil War. Even where there wasn't slavery, segregation and racism were still very common. The next word is popular sovereignty. This is the idea that residents of a region decide an issue by voting. So the people who live in the place get to decide whatever the issue is. In this unit, the issue we're talking about is slavery. So people would vote on whether or not to allow slavery. That is popular sovereignty. After the Compromise of 1850, people in new states would vote to decide on whether or not to allow slavery. You'll see how that goes. What does that lead to? And here is our word that is in our, this is the word that is in our target. Secede or secession. It's the same word, just different suffix. So the verb is secede, secession is a noun. They mean to formally withdraw from a nation or organization. So I always used to think this is kind of weird. How does states just secede from the United States? Does that mean the states drift off and start floating across the Atlantic Ocean? No, it just means they're saying we're not going to be part of your organization, not going to be part of the nation anymore. We're going to not be part of the United States. We're going to make our own country. This land still stays in the same spot. I don't know how old I was when I thought that, but this map over here makes me think that. It's probably why I thought that when I was little. This is the opposite of annex. So Texas was annexed to the United States, added to the United States. This is the opposite. Seceding or secession, to leave the country. It's kind of like a divorce. The next word is union. Union is a group of states that work together under one government. The way that union starts to become used here at the end of this unit, as we get into the Civil War, the Union is the North. The Union is the United States that continues on through the Civil War. After the Civil War, of course, the Southern states become part of the Union again. However, the Union refers to the states that are working together under the U.S. Constitution. Quick review, remember the Missouri Compromise happened before the Compromise of 1850, And this is the one that we talked about earlier in the year that made it so that it was balanced. 11 slave states and 11 free states. And for a while, until the war with Mexico, the U.S. worked hard to keep a balance between slave and free states. That was because of the Missouri Compromise, and that was the way things worked for quite a while. And now you're ready to read about the Compromise of 1850 and find out how the Compromise of 1850 kind of blew everything up. There's also this video about the Fugitive Slave Act, and I will attach that to your assignment so you can watch that as you have time. Work hard, do well. We don't have any time to spare. You're not going to have extra time to do these notes. You got to get the page done, most of the page done today. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow or later. Actually, probably see you later today.